can't actually remember what happened at the beginning last time. You
Pretty
made
sure
it
Tara
to...
wrote most of it down in when Ryan asked what happened.
Yeah, so I mean, you made it back to Stormhaven.
I believe
And
Lady
there...
Svenstrom has become the grand executor of this horrifying military state that she's built up. And she's dragged Desmond into her service, probably, or he is a body double posing as the man we know and love. His daughter is still sent away. Her husband hasn't come back to the city. We wanted to go wreck her ship, but we ended up hanging out in Desmond's library. And the Ragna and the cute bard girl went on a soft date, and then she got kidnapped. And now we're attempting a rescue, but she's all tortured and beaten to hell.
We also made a fancy portal for Arvid.
yes, we now have a portal to the Feywild on my farm.
And for
Pretty much sums it up.
It's Dresden, not Desmond, but I got
I
you.
keep getting him mixed up with a book character. I'm sorry.
Oh, and then yeah, Griswold went to see his friend Callie, but she kind of freaked out and mentioned that the tiefling was still in the city. So through just pure dumb luck, we have run into this tiefling.
Well, it seems like dumb luck, but it was
Yeah.
maybe a little bit more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know she was hunting you, so
And she is obviously the one who captured
Mm-hmm.
Allie. And just for clarification, in case anybody doesn't remember, so Callie was beaten, or Allie, not Callie, Allie was beaten up. The fingers on her right hand were broken in terrible directions, and her left hand was actually removed. So she's missing her left hand. And then cauterized with something that looked quite painful. And at the end, you guys freed Allie from her shackles in this warehouse. And upon trying to get out of there, as you were coming out of the room, you heard the voice of Nathiri, the tiefling who said that you were so predictable. And I'm going to go ahead and just start the combat music, though we're not in combat. And then we'll move to a different map, which will seem probably tiny compared to the map we were just on.
Zoom. Enhance.
And I don't really know exactly, because the... So I'll give you a couple of notices, I guess, about this map. So the center of the map where we're at right now is pretty well aligned, but whoever made this map didn't have, I guess, Roll20 in mind. So it's one of those maps that they included their own grid, and the grid doesn't fully match up to Roll20. So as you go south in this building, it starts to get a little misaligned. So if you want to stand on the, you just hold the Alt key when you move your token, and you can move wherever you want. You want to just make yourself fit more pleasantly inside of the square. And I don't really know exactly how I assume everybody can see, because I did it does have dynamic lighting, but it's the lighting for everybody.
Yeah,
so
there's like pillars and stuff that are being blocked, but everything
Yeah.
else I can see.
All right. So here is your friend Nathiri.
Mm-hmm.
Who you all know is quite dangerous. You would see her standing there with her, basically this super long and thick, heavy chain, and she's kind of holding it in both hands, and it's sort of wrapped up around her arms across her shoulders. And yeah, this is where we are. If you choose, if you'd like, we can start combat by you can. If you just want to attack her, you can.
Combat.
Otherwise, she will.
If I'm looking to either the other, well, this one I can't really see well. It's like behind the pillar for me. But does this guy look familiar?
Nope. You know that she often has
Henchman.
minions with her.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that other guy is kind of ducked behind the crates. These like here, these little barrels, are sort of level because you can see that there's steps that are going up, and they're probably higher than the floor there, but not enough to provide any sort of cover. But we'll say that Nethiri says to all of you, I have no desire to kill any of you. I'm only here. And then she, in a sneering voice, says, "For William."
Nope,
And
charging at her.
Ragna,
Fuck her.
yep, Ragna's throwing an Eldritch Blast at her.
Right.
Won't
Yeah,
even
but
give her the
everyone-
chance to sneer out her last. Just start running at her.
Eldritch Blast.
I'm ready.
Does Ragna get her Eldritch Blast in before combat starts? And misses.
It does, yes. You're just very angry.
She is very angry.
Avi's just very confused. Wait, someone's here? Bloody hell. You can actually
And it
change.
is.
Yeah, you can change that in your settings.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just hoping it was going to be better.
And Matt, one other thing I didn't ask you that I wanted to for the Shadow Song dagger, does that damage go up based on just my base level, or does it have to be on wizard levels for like because it's like a cantrip?
So, I don't know what you mean.
Like
Probably
because
like
the dagger
this part-
casts, yeah, the dagger casts a spell, right?
I mean, it counts as your focus, but it's not really casting a spell.
Well,
That-
it has sapping sting, right? It's a yeah. I cast a sapping sting cantrip with it, so I'm just asking: does the cantrip level up with my level, or does it level up with like wizard level?
I mean, normally your cantrips level up with your total class level,
It would go up that way.
not just your levels in that particular class.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's
all right.
Yeah, it's your total level.
So yeah, so Ragna should have 2 hits of Eldritch Blast.
Yeah! The second one worked.
Noise.
I cast silvery barbs at disadvantage. Turns out I'm the bad guy.
No.
Yeah, that hits her.
Ooh.
So Eldritch Blast is force damage?
Yep.
That's like the only thing that I can think of that has force damage.
I,
Magic
f-
Or
missile.
I think
5e just makes up stuff anyway because it makes no difference. Nobody's ever, I don't know.
I mean, I think there may be spells with force damage, but cantrip-wise, I think it's the only one.
That is accurate.
Is it like the same with psychic? There's only a very few psychic spells in reality.
Which is kind of dumb because I didn't play a spellcaster in 3.5, but I feel like the older editions had more psychic spells. I could be wrong about that.
Well, I think the older editions also had more like psionic-based classes, so it kind of made sense to have more like psychic spells.
Yeah, they've been talking about like psionics as a wizard subclass forever, and they've done Unearthed Arcana, but they've never made it official. And last I heard, Wizard of the Coast gave up and said that they're not going to make it official ever in 5e.
Just play a psi knife, though. That was fun as shit.
All right, so she takes 20 points of force damage, and she chuckles. And Griswold,
You got max damage on your crit?
Alright.
Not like max. She rolled a 6 on the first one.
Well, yeah. Oh, because you have agonizing blast too. Okay.
Yes.
Alright. Alright. I will pull out my short sword and shadow song in my offhand. And I will cast True Strike as my action. And I will run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I will run up and try to stab her with Shadow Song in my offhand. So this will be an advantage, yes?
Yep.
All right. All right, so 28 damage, or I'm sorry, 28 to hit with 10 damage total.
All right.
All right, and that will be my turn.
And as you run up to her, you can see that she has a big pointy-toothed grin on her face.
Griswold looks like he is literally fighting a ghost. He looks scared shitless, but he's going.
All right, so this guy is going to kind of move out from cover. He is going to... He's just going to throw a firebolt at Griswold.
All right.
So 21.
21 will hit.
Take 17 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And he is going to duck back behind this crate. And it is Callum's turn.
Well, fighting has started. So with a little sigh, Callum will look between the two targets. Start moving. Oh, 3 targets.
3 targets.
Mm-hmm. And then our dead dwarf friend.
Yes.
Get to here. Let's just keep moving. Get to there. And gonna try to just land a torso strike fist, like right into the gut on this lady as he's running by. I assume a 14's a miss.
It is.
Try again.
25 hits for sure.
Whiffs the first one, connects the second. 9 bludgeoning, gonna immediately do a hand of harm. So 9 magical bludgeoning, 10 necrotic, and she's poisoned unless she's immune.
She is immune to poison.
Okay. That's 35. Get to here. Yeah, actually, he looks like a lich or some sort of undead, doesn't he?
If you get up close to him, this is what he looks like. He's just got weird
Okay.
makeup on. He's not actually undead.
Okay, in that case, he will go to him, and he will use his bonus action to make one more. Oh, he spent a key point. So after 2 blows at her, he's just going to do like a cartwheeling jump over in this direction and try to bring his staff down on top of this guy's head.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's 40 feet of movement, so there we go. That's his turn.
That
Monks
no
are
attack
fucking
of
like ping
opportunity
pong
is
balls.
pretty cool.
Yeah, mobile is a thing.
All right, so it is that guy's turn, and you can see he sort of he doesn't exactly point at Netheri, but he sort of reaches his hand out towards her, and then kind of does a motion of like kind of lifts his hand up in the air, and you can see this. It's almost like almost kind of like a bubble, but you see this like flaming shield surrounds her. And then he will turn, step over here a little bit, and he is going. He will also cast a firebolt. The 21 to hit Callum.
That is a hit.
Hopefully you don't take 17 too.
You take 13 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And then he'll just step back a little bit. Actually, he'll step back even further. And it is Ragna's turn.
Yeah, Ragna is gonna just whisper back to Allie, find somewhere safe to stay. And then 5, 25, 30. And she's going to use her action to unleash her radiant soul. So you see 2 feathered wings come from her back. Most of the feathers are white, though a bunch more are grayer than before. And for her bonus action, she is going to curse Neferi.
So it's just effects on you, right? You get bonuses, but nothing
Yeah.
that she has to do. Okay.
No.
All right. It is her turn. And you can see that she's actually going to take both sides, essentially, of this chain and just start spinning them around her head. And because you're both next to her, Ragna and Griswold are going to likely take some damage. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, you both take damage. So you would each take 13 points of bludgeoning damage and an additional 7 points of fire damage as this chain ignites as she starts spinning it around.
Was that a hit first?
Yeah, it was a 32 to hit.
Oh, yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and take half damage, so I'll take 10.
Okay. And for her second attack, she's actually going to try and she's got these like long sort of fingernails. They're almost claw-like. She's actually going to try and grab Griswold by the throat. So 21.
That will hit.
So you would take an additional 6 points of piercing damage in your neck. And you're not grappled, but she does actually have a hold of your neck right now. So you could still move. You're not like held in place.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm just getting
Sydney.
choked.
Yes, you are. It's your time to shine, barbarian.
Yeah! I like the rage!
I'm sorry, what would you like to do?
Yeah! Did that clear it up?
Yes.
And I'd like to lay into this wench.
Those all miss.
Dagnabbit. Let me see if I have anything cool here.
The 19 misses too. That's ouch. And the 20.
She didn't
Wait, she
declare
didn't go
reckless.
Yes. Oh, I
Ah.
keep forgetting I got a reckless. Shit. See, we don't fight often enough. I forget I have to do a reckless attack.
Just so everybody knows, I mean, I know this is metagaming and some DMs don't do it, but I don't care. Her AC is 17. Just so that everybody knows what you need
Fair
to
enough.
hit her.
Fine. Yeah. Well, next round I'll make sure I declare reckless attack. I'm sorry, I totally forgot about that.
It's fine. You wanted to move at all?
No, I want to have a good time.
Arvid.
Hmm.
Oh, do you want Aster to do anything? I'll let you do a bonus action if you want to yell at her to go do something.
Took
I
your
want her
bonus action to
to-
start a rage.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care. You can do that. You can still. I'll let you have a free action with it.
Protect Allie.
All right. So she'll move up here. I'll turn her token around too, so she's looking the right way.
C2, that's all.
Seeing as this is how it's played out, Arvid is going to stick his hand in a wet part of the floor to draw a drop of water up into the air, close his hands around it, expand, spin, and throw it towards this one. And I am casting.
He's in half cover, so.
Oh, that's
Just as an FYI. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, but
watery sphere.
that's a really long spell. What do I have to do?
It's a lovely spell.
You make a strength save or you are restrained. And I can move it around and pick up other people.
Dope.
Well, as a spellcaster, he's obviously very strong. Rolled a 7.
Yeah, so he's restrained in a 10-foot ball of water. That's my action. I'll just shout out to Callum. You've got this one. You deal with the other one. Yeah, and that's me.
Griswold.
All right. Griswold is already hurting, but he is not going to stop. I will attempt to stab at her torso with the dagger to try to distract her with my offhand, and then afterwards I am going to try to slash down across her face with the short sword. So first is the dagger. A 19.
It hits, but you notice actually it doesn't hit her. The dagger hits that shield around her, and you can see that the shield kind of flickers a little bit.
Okay. Great. All right. And then the short sword will follow after. Oh wait, so I would also get sneak attack with that, right? Because they're next to her.
Yep.
So 16 more points. And then the short sword, I'm going to try to just slash across her face as best I can. And I miss.
Deflects off the shield.
Yep. And Griswold will just stand there ready to go and just kind of not looking at either of them, but just say, no matter what happens, don't let her leave here.
Do not worry, I won't.
All right. Guy back here is restrained, but he is fine. He's a spellcaster. He doesn't care. So let us see.
Is he also, or is he also like submerged, can't breathe while he's in there? I don't remember.
Reading. It's a lot of spell.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Engulfed by water.
At the end of each of its turns, the restrained grant can repeat the save. So it doesn't specifically say like they're drowning.
Just couldn't remember. Seemed like something it might do.
Yeah, I mean, it actually seems like it should, based on the wording, being engulfed by water, but it only says that all it grants is the restrained, which just means that you guys have advantage on him. He has disadvantage on Dex, and he can't move, but he doesn't need to move. So, although here's a question that, I mean, maybe I should know as the DM, but if you're restrained, could a spellcaster cast Misty Step and move away?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it doesn't require like somatic, right?
Misty
'cause I would
Step
say-
is just verbal,
Yes, it is. Just
and also somatic isn't stopped by restrained either.
Oh no, I meant verbal, not somatic. Because I was gonna say it might be hard to talk if you're underwater, but
Submerged in
if he's
water.
not drowning, is he really underwater?
Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird.
Right.
Yeah, this spell has not turned out as good as I thought it was.
I mean, it's good in the sense that like it's better as an AOE spell than a single target spell. I think.
The nice thing too is even if they make their save, it still like shoves them, so it never does nothing.
And also, if you weren't up against spellcasters, it would be better. So let me read this here. All right, so actually, I don't think I'm gonna allow myself to cast that spell because we're inside. So let's see. All right, so he's actually going to just cast Magic Missile against Signe.
Oh, there's another force damage spell.
So he can't move very well, but Signe, you see this magic shoot up over this crate. So are you having this damage too, right? Because you are.
Nope. She's a zealot. Only bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Okay, so you take 13 points of damage. Magical missile damage.
Meh.
And it is Callum's turn.
All right. Well, Colin got told to get this guy. He's gonna get this guy.
The undead, not fully undead guy.
Yeah, the one who looks a little spooky. So run up to him, and since he's got a nice bloody mark on his head, Alan's gonna come and just try to like box his ears and see what he can do. Here we go. Let's roll those damage. And he will apply another Hand of Harm. So again, if he can be poisoned, he is poisoned.
This man can be poisoned.
Nice. And since he's landed those 2 hits, he's going to just, as he's reeling, bring a knee up towards the torso as well to try to bend him down. 16 hit?
It does.
Another 8 then. And that is Callum's turn. He's going to end right there.
All your strikes are magical, correct?
Yes. All of my unarmed strikes. If I had used my staff for any of them, they would not have been.
So 37 points of damage, I think that is.
But yeah, Callum's just going to stay right in his face since, yeah, that's the turn.
All right. He is surprised at the amount of punches that he just took to the face. But it is his turn. All right. So upon taking those, he's going to. We'll just say it, even though it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. On your last punch, he sort of grabs a hold of your wrist and
Sure.
casts Shocking Grasp at you.
He does have disadvantage because he's poisoned.
So he grabs a hold of your hand and nothing happens.
You know, the
And
timing down.
So he grabs hold of your wrist and then he's like, you can tell he's like confused because like nothing happens.
Yeah, it's the I'm about to electrocute this man and oh, I feel really nauseous. Oh, here comes lunch.
Yeah, and he just lets your wrist go and kind of looks at his own hand like what's happening, and it is Ragnar's turn.
Okay. Ragna looks incredibly angry, and she's just going to slash at Theory twice.
Just hitting it.
So you can see after the first hit, the shield goes down,
Yay!
and the second hit strikes her.
Sweet. The second, what is the second one? Probably the Radiant.
So are you doing anything else?
Nope, she's just gonna yell angrily.
Alrighty.
And I don't remember why that additional D10 is there, so I'm trying to look into that.
All right. So, upon having the shield drop, you can see Netheri kind of lowers her head a little bit, and then as she raises it up, her eyes are this sort of. They first turn black and then have this sort of red glow, and again she has this big sort of smile, and the three of you in front of her all need to make a wisdom saving throw.
These are not my strong suit.
Ragna's going to use up her inspiration, whatever thing. And everybody else gets a +4, was it?
Charisma modifier.
Yes, +4.
All right, so wisdom save +4. So I have a 12. It's +4, right? Not plus D4?
The +4.
18.
Signe was close, but the two of you are now frightened of her.
She didn't have to cast a spell for that.
Might as well try it.
Go for it.
Ooh, 20 total.
Yeah,
Total?
dirty
20's enough.
20.
20 is enough. So, appropriately, Griswold is afraid of her.
Mm-hmm.
There's a flash of fear before Signe just kind of guffaws and grips her axe a little harder.
And seeing that you kind of struggled a little bit and then didn't, and then she can tell that you're not afraid, she's going to kind of look at you angrily and then try and swipe at you with her chain.
What's the matter, princess? Not fan of fighting fair?
So it is a 28 to hit.
Oh, it hits.
So you would take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. That is halved. So I'm sorry. So it's 7 points of bludgeoning, and then you don't have
Fire.
any resistance to fire, so it would be an initial 4 points of fire damage. So 11 total. And it is your turn.
I declare it reckless.
Alrighty. First one misses. Second one hits.
Where did my halberd? No, wait, I don't get a halberd. Do I? Yes, I do. What?
Now, again, is the radiant only applicable on your first strike?
Oh, yes, it is. I'm sorry.
On the first that hits, yeah.
But 3 of that just is rage damage. So it's 13 extra on the first hit and 3 extra on the second.
I mean, you only hit once, so.
Ah,
So then that radiant applies.
Yeah, so it applies. So 32.
Nice.
Anything
Yeah, I don't
else?
get it. No, I just continue sneering at her.
Alrighty, Arvid.
How do I want to do this? So I'll start to move forward. Gosh, 30 feet. I've probably got a bit better of an angle on guy in orb.
Probably. A little bit.
And I'm going to draw water out of the orb and throw it back at him with the bolt. Which, what would be advantage because he's restrained?
Indeed.
if it's an attack roll, yes.
Yep, so does a 19 hit?
It does.
Very well. And as a bonus action, I'm going to use a single die of the balm on Grizz. So you heal 4 and gain 1 temporary hit point.
Okay.
I'm just gonna quickly check Regnus' sword. Okay, that's better.
So it was 1 temporary and 4 full heal, right?
Correct.
+4 and 1. Okay.
What is that plus 13 from on the sword?
From Regna's Radiant Soul and Curse on fellow
Gotcha.
lady.
Cool.
Anything else, Arvid?
No, that was movement, action, and bonus action.
Alrighty. Griswold, you are afraid.
I am. So that means I can do nothing but run, right?
Nope. That's the fear spell. Unless that's what it was.
It was not.
It's the
Essentially, her. I mean, for lack of a better term, it's like frightful presence.
Okay. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks as long as you are in her line of sight.
Okay, but it's not the one where I have to just use my first action to move away.
Nope. You
Okay.
just have disadvantage on your attacks and ability checks. And you can't willingly get closer, but you're already within 5 feet. So
And you also get to repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn.
Okay. All right. So I will. I have so much new stuff because of the level. All right. Yeah. No, I'm not going to waste anything that since I have disadvantage right now. So I will once again. I am going to slash at her towards the chest with a short sword. So a 12 will miss. And then Shadow Song, try to just jab it into her side. A 19.
Yep.
All right, plus sneak attack. So 29 damage. And now I do another wisdom save.
Yep.
I don't think that's that good.
4.
Yeah, a 4.
All right.
All right. Let's see. What I choose? All right. So this guy, he's looking a little bit hurt at this point. He's been smacked in the face with water. He is going to cast a fireball over here.
Fire. Okay.
include Callum, I dare you.
So, dexterity saving throw for the 3 folks in front of Netheri.
All right.
Everybody but Regna gets +4. For Regna, it's
I
already in
think
there.
Signe gets advantage anyway for danger sense.
Yep.
Okay, so if I pass this, I will take no damage because of evasion. So I'll still take half damage either way.
God, these rolls are going well for you here, bud.
Yeah, yeah.
Signe?
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I making a wisdom throw?
You're making a dex save with advantage.
Dex save. In the bag.
So all of you save. You see the fireball coming, and you kind of duck or roll out of the way a little bit, and so you all take half damage, which would be 9 points of fire damage.
Yeah, it turns out you couldn't quite aim it properly in a ball of water.
It's good. It's a it adjusts your field of view for sure.
But I'm going to take whatever I can get out of this spell because it's not that good.
I have a question, Matt.
Yes, sir.
It's a 20-foot radius sphere, right?
It is.
So do Aster and uh,
They
Allie.
would, yes.
Allie have to? Okay.
Good call.
Oh, Ellie's about to be dead.
Her base hit points are decently high, and she's not at 0 at the moment. Although I'm gonna make her automatically fail because she's not in a condition to dexterously get out of the way.
She's sort of still chained to a table.
She's not chained to a table anymore. You guys freed her from that.
Isn't she
but-
just beat to shit?
Yeah, so
She is beat to shit, yeah.
she's severely injured, and she's missing a hand, and her other hand is all of the fingers are broken, and the fingernails are pulled out. So she's in a fair amount of pain, and she's already taken a bunch of damage. So she is not in good shape right now, because she takes the full
Well,
18.
I have a question. Because I did give Aster the order to protect her. How far would you take that order?
I mean, if it was something besides a big ball of fire,
Yeah,
I would give her credit for being able to get in the way of it.
Okay. Just wanted to see.
Yeah, it's a good call, and she succeeds barely. So Aster would take 9 points of damage. Aster has more hit points than Allie as a baseline, by the way.
Oof.
All right, Mr. Monk.
Is Allie unconscious?
She is not, but she is
Okay.
very injured.
In that case, Callum's going to keep wailing on this guy. Let's see. Well, punches seem to work nice, but the staff hits a little harder. So switching back to a grip on the staff, coming down right onto the collarbone. Ten bludgeoning, non-magical this time.
He would take half that damage.
Okay. So seeing that hit lands and is not particularly effective, Callum will let go with the lead hand and just backhand him to the face. And hey, let's make it a hand of harm again. And then he still has an unarmed strike, so follow through with the other hand, dropping the staff. Palm strike, same target.
Ooh, he's looking rough.
Sweet. And given that he has been poisoned again, yeah, Callum is gonna just scoot back a little bit, see what happens. Yeah, he'll get to like there.
All right. It is his turn, and he is looking rough. He's going to move here, so he's actually enters your range but doesn't leave it.
Yep.
And then he's going to cast Lightning Bolt at the 3 people in front of him in theory, because you're all lined up so perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So dexterity save.
Let's see, what is it? Yes, dexterity save. So Signe gets advantage on it as well.
Cool.
All right.
Regna does poorly.
Oh. All right. So this time I will completely dodge it, because evasion is not an anything. It's just like innate. So yeah. So I will take no damage.
Doge.
Okay, so a minute. This is not rolling properly. Give me 1 second. I love how sometimes like the spells aren't connected to NPC character sheets for some reason.
It's the worst.
It's obnoxious.
Okay, so Ragna's the only one who failed the save. Griswold takes no points. Signe takes half. So let's see. Signe takes 19 points, and Ragna takes 39.
Ragna's is looking tough.
Woof.
That's rude.
Big
Let's say
ouch.
specifically what type of damage this is. Lightning damage, burning damage,
I'm pretty sure it's lightning damage.
whatever that means.
I thought it was ouchy damage.
Yes.
I think it's all ouchie damage.
Yes. Ragna, it is your turn.
Okay, Ragna will continue to angrily swing at the lady in front of her. Miss the first one, miss the second one. She's too angry.
And she also just got electrocuted.
Yeah, I imagine the metal is not helping her in her
Yeah, it's
armor.
very conducive to that armor acting as a lightning rod. All right. It is her turn. Trying to think what she might do here. She is gonna move up and around. So she's gonna move up and around Signe. So Griswold, you would get an attack of opportunity if you haven't used your. Does evasion count as your
No, it
reaction?
does not. Wait,
Cool.
wait. Evasion doesn't. I didn't use Uncanny Dodge this turn, so yeah, I will take a swipe at her with disadvantage.
Ragna?
Yeah, you would too.
Missed.
Yeah!
Oh, go Nova. Smite!
Can I smite?
You
Is that
can
a-
smite.
I will smite. Where's smite?
Yes. Double smite. Crit smites are just fun to see.
Mhm.
Level 2 smite. And then I think I have to do that again.
Yep.
Roll it again.
Or you just double what you rolled.
Level 2 smite again.
All right.
Big numbers.
And as you're doing it, you see that she's moving around, and she moves like very, very quickly, which is partially why Griswold missed.
That's a whole 53 damage.
And as you see that you're running around, you're stabbing at her. She barely seems to notice that you're like slashing at her in the back and critically hitting her, and she just keeps moving like you didn't do anything. Just to give you an idea about where we stand right now.
Well, that's concerning.
And then she is going to reach out with her, because she's got essentially the chain in both hands, and she's going to whip at Aster and Allie.
Wait, is that an attack?
It is. I guess technically it is. Yeah. She's pulling them towards her.
She has disadvantage.
At disadvantage is an 18 and a 17. I'm pretty sure it's 15 and 13 are their ACs. So
That's worth a go.
Who are you giving the advantage to?
I'm going to give the advantage to Griswold.
So she pulls these two towards her. As she does so, Aster gets smacked up against this pole. She takes 28 points of damage. And Allie is going to be unconscious. I don't even need to roll the damage, but I don't think I'll kill her. No. But she is now unconscious. And you'll see that as she's got Allie sort of like when she pulls her in, she kind of drops the chain in her hand a little bit, and you can see that she grips her forehead. And it is Signe's turn.
Well, I'm declaring reckless. Take it the first one hit, so I'll turn off Divine Fury.
17 is the AC.
So that one will miss, and I'll use my no, I don't have a bonus action to command Aster to attack, right? Or retreat.
I mean, you haven't used your bonus action yet.
Yeah, I mean, you can use a bonus action to tell her to do something, yeah. Essentially, you can do the help command and all that kind of stuff. You just tell her to do that. You can't actually have her attack as your bonus action, but you can tell her to do something. I mean, if you tell her to run, she is in her range, so...
Yeah, I'll have Aster sick him. Sick him, girl. And then Aster gets a turn? Or would that still be part of my attack? Because I just want to clear that out.
We'll have her go after Arvid, because that's the end of the round.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
All right. Arvid.
Seeing as things have changed, Arvid will start moving his arms and hands from right to left and from down to up, and he will start to move this person who is restrained within the watery sphere 30 feet into her.
How is the sphere big enough to hit all of us?
It's no, you can target people with it. It can hold up to 4 people.
Isn't it a 10 by 10 sphere, though?
Roll it again so we can read it. I don't have to scroll up.
There it is.
5
foot.
radius.
But 10 feet off the ground.
More than 10 feet off the ground.
I was going to say 5 feet radius, so it's still 10 by 10. It takes up 4 squares.
If she's stuck with me, oh shucks.
And it doesn't look like you get to pick.
No, that's fine.
These poor bastards, they have me surrounded.
So she needs to make a strength saving throw.
And so does Ragna. Signe. One of those two.
16.
I'm going to cast Silvery Barbs. So she has disadvantage.
You already used your reaction this.
No, I used it last time. This is a new one.
This is true. It is his turn.
That's a 16.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Then she's knocked prone just outside of it. And that would be the same for Signet as well.
Oh well, I'm on my bet.
And,
All right. It is Aster's turn.
or as a bonus action, because that's an action to move the sphere, I'm going to use 2 of the bomb on Ali.
Not knocked prone on them. Knocked prone is if they get dropped out of it later. If they make their save, they're just pushed.
Well, they're pushed in.
So Signe and the what's her face both need to be moved to the nearest. No, the ones in the sphere need to move to the nearest unoccupied space outside the sphere. And if there's multiples, they get to pick which one.
Ali heals 10 points and 2 temporary hit points.
Nice.
All right. Sorry, I was looking something else up. Where is she going?
One of these two, her choice.
No, not Allie. The Neferi. She goes to one of those because she saved.
Yeah, and Ali's
points
healed by 10 and 2 temporary. So 12 total. And I'll just move back over here, and that's me.
All right. So if Aster wants to attack her, she's gonna have to move and take an attack of opportunity from.
Oh, he's restrained? Can he attack while he's restrained? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a
I think he just
disadvantage.
yeah.
or does Aster want to attack this one at advantage?
Yeah, she probably would. Allie would. No, she would still be unconscious, right?
Ali
She's
is conscious.
But Aster absolutely has advantage because the target is restrained.
He also has pack tactics, so she would be good either way. But it's
20 for bite.
20 does it for sure.
I was a little surprised that didn't just automatically go. $13 damage.
Okay, well, I don't think you even need to worry about being knocked prone, right? Because she's already restrained, or he's already restrained.
So
And
for
I don't know how
the
you can be
bite,
prone in.
Sam, if you just click on the where it says attack, if you click the attack, it'll roll it for you.
Oh, I thought I did. That makes sense.
Yeah, but if you click the attack now, it should roll like so. Like if I do it, see it just gives you the.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, thank you.
I think, Rob, correct me if I'm wrong. I think you can turn that function on or off on the character sheet. I know that you could do it on the other sheet, but I don't know about this one, where you can make it automatically roll the damage rather than.
You can. It's on the right hand side. I don't know about NPC sheets, such as Aster or Wild Shapes. I'd have to look into it.
It's fine. So yeah, he takes the damage. He's still standing, but she gives him a nice bite.
Can I have her skip away a little bit?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. That's it.
He does get to swing at her though. And miss. All right, Griswold.
Well, this whole fear thing, I can't move closer to her.
Correct.
And my attacks haven't been really working anyway. So Griswold is just going to kind of stand up and look at her and just point the dagger straight at her. And I am going to cast Catapult on this box and try to shoot it into her.
Alrighty.
And your first thing that you do, if it's a roll, you have an advantage.
Yeah, and then that's what I could use my advantage for when I try to save. So Catapult. Okay.
She
think
makes
kinda-
a
it would be-
dex. She makes a dex save, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just not rolling. Hold on, let me try to roll from the spell sheet. Oh, there we go. So yeah, it's only a DC 12, but
Yeah,
still.
So she succeeds.
All right. And now I will go ahead and
Need to make a
Yeah.
dex save.
I do.
Yes. If catapult misses its target, it keeps traveling in a straight line until it hits something.
All right. Yeah, I'll fail. I'll get hit.
You had advantage, so
Oh fuck! No, I don't get advantage on my other save. All right. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So now my wisdom save. Failed again.
I tried.
You would have failed even if you had advantage on it.
Yeah.
So.
And I will.
That is a very high DC roll. So
Yeah,
Well,
I'm gonna stay here.
Would an 18 have failed?
it's a 19.
Jesus.
save.
All right. Yeah, and that is his turn. He is looking around, mixture of angry and terrified because he sees that she is still barely hurting. So.
All right, it's the guy in the bubble's turn. Aster is unconscious as this guy throws a fireball at her. Or not fireball, firebolt at her.
What a prick!
Don't worry, I can deal with the healing.
I guess, well, I don't know when I should put Allie in here, or if I should put her in here.
put her
She
after
has-
Aster. She's conscious.
Which is after Arvid, so. Alright, Callum, it is your turn.
All right. Well, this guy came and shot a big lightning bolt, and I don't like that. So he's moved past me. Callum's behind him. He's just going to start throwing punches for the kidneys, see what connects. First one, sure. Let's turn it into another hand of harm.
Are these lethal attacks?
No,
Then he's
never. Cool. And since he's unconscious, Callum is then going to go zipping this way. He's going to make his second attack on her in passing of just like a run up, like sweeping, like haymaker almost the back of the head. Just taking a strike where he can get it. Misses wildly, but it is enough to keep him moving without getting off attacked. You know what? He doesn't like that he missed. He's going to spend another key point for a flurry of blows. Throw a second strike at her. Miss again.
He's fast.
But keep moving. And as part of his flurry of blows, he's going to replace the last hit with a hand of healing on the dog.
Thank you, Callum.
Aster is now at 9 hit points. On it. That's his turn.
Already?
No. No. He doesn't want to stay there. How much did he have to move? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Oh, yeah, he's going to keep scooting.
All right, my headset died while I was in the other room. Did I take any damage or anything while I was gone?
You did
No, dog's back up. One of the
This guy-
casters is down.
The guy down at the bottom is down.
Okay, nice.
That is the turn.
And that guy is unconscious, so it is Ragnar's turn.
Yeah, Ragna's gonna move up here and will bonus action cast Branding Smite. So her long sword is now glowing. And then she's going to slice at her twice. Missed the second time, but the first time we'll get that Branding Smite plus 23 damage plus another second. Can she do? Is that a bonus action?
I think Smite is.
Divine Smite.
Smite is not a bonus action. It's no action. Branding Smite's a bonus action, though.
Yes. So then, yeah, she's going to second level Divine Smite at her as well.
I feel like you should be doing Fey damage instead of radiant damage.
We can swap it over.
That's not a real thing, but you know.
What is the most Fey damage type? Probably Psychic.
Psychic or Force? Random
Yeah.
Force.
You know what? Conjure Fey makes a creature that does extra force damage. I'm on board with Force.
Yeah, Force might be more appropriate because Zybilna is not a radiant,
Mm-hmm.
goddess of. I mean, granted,
Okay.
you're an Oathbreaker now. You're not really you're not a paladin of Zybilna, but still with your eldritch powers now as well. Either way, as we mentioned, it's very rarely comes into play where, I mean, unless they have some sort of a resistance or immunity to it, which I've never seen any resistance to force damage before.
There is literally like 2 creatures in the whole book that resist force damage. It's the most reliable damage type other than magical bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
So, anything else?
Nope. Regna is concentrating on her Branding Smite.
All right. So, she's going to use. Allie has to make a. Let me double check. Just make a saving throw. I just gotta figure out, make sure I know which one. Okay. Oof. She missed by 1.
Does she get the +4 from Regna? Or did she get the +4 from Regna?
I did not include that, no, so she does.
Yeah.
So you can see that she puts her hand on her forehead again, and you can see some spell go off in her hand, but Allie is able to resist, to which she becomes quite angry, and then just swings at her. Ooh, that was a critical hit.
Well, it was nice knowing you, Allie.
I have a birthday boon left. Could I use it to change her fate? Or is
Nope,
that
it's only
just
on
me?
it's only on rolls for yourself.
Ah,
And
shoot.
unfortunately, that actually did straight kill her because she has 44 hit
Fuck.
points and she took 50 points of damage. Signe, it is your turn.
Regna will just yell, "Try to get her up!" to whoever will listen.
To Arvid. who's the only one who can get her up.
Reckless.
Miss. And you're not having luck with this +2 here.
I know, what the hell?
You can curse me with it too.
Yep, they both miss.
I'll just ask her, why don't you play with me? I love a woman who can take a good pounding.
Nice. Arvid.
That is the worst place she could have stayed.
Sorry.
Well, just means I'm gonna drown you again.
Oh, shucks. The consequences of my own actions.
I'm gonna move the watery sphere with our friend inside and hit it here. I can just lift it up and slam it back down. Or down the square. So, strength saves from the 2, please.
Our little mage friend fails, obviously. Nithiri succeeds.
Then I'll cast Silvery Barbs, and would you please roll at disadvantage?
22.
Well, fuck. Then she's pushed 5 feet out of it. I'm guessing Signe is as well.
Yeah, Signe made her save. So, pick a space. Pick an empty space, any empty space.
And I believe it is, based on the spell that you have, Arvid, I think you have 6 rounds to revive Allie or she's gone.
It's a minute, so I've got 10.
Oh, okay, yeah, 10.
Yeah.
Griswold.
As a bonus action, I'm going to give 2 of the Sealy to Ragnar.
Thank you.
You heal 5 and get 2 temporary.
Thank you, thank you.
And I'm giving the advantage to Griswold.
And she moved
Great.
right back into range for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shanker.
Yeah, I really want to save this. This.
Oh, actually, wait. I'm sorry. Aster would get to go because she's after.
Oh yeah, she's at the end.
Yeah.
If you want to roll her initiative, I'll just move her in there. Oh, it doesn't really. Let me just do this. So we'll just give her a 7 so that she's in the order, and then we'll say it's her turn, and then it's. So you gave her the command to attack, so we're going to assume that she will continue to attack until you tell her otherwise.
Pack tactics. So both will miss.
She has advantage on the second one. She would hit her
Then
because pack tactics gives her advantage on her attacks, right?
yes,
She gets 2 attacks.
he does not. That's why I'm saying both would miss. I just wasn't thinking
Oh
he
yeah,
hit it
yeah.
twice.
Sorry, yeah. So yeah, she would miss on her first.
So, yep,
All right.
miss.
Griswold.
Alright. So, with the hopes of saving my wisdom save, I'm going to save the advantage for that. So, I'm going to once again point the dagger at her and use it to cast the innate spell of Sapping Sting.
On save. She
And that
fails.
that DC is from the weapon itself, not from me.
She rolled is 10.
All right, so
Wow.
she will fall prone and take the 6 points of damage. And then I will do my wisdom saving throw with the +4 from Ragna and advantage, so I can't fail. It's pretty much guaranteed I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
17, I still fucking fail.
Still failed.
Yeah. All right, and that is his turn.
We're trying, bud.
Trust me, I know. But to be fair, him being scared shitless throughout this entire thing makes
He's so
perfect sense.
scared.
Okie dokie. Let's see. What is the. All right, so he's going to cast Firebolt right here, which hits everyone, including Netheri.
Wait, fireball again?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Ragnar would be able to give the +4 to Aster, Signe, and William, or Griswold.
Signe gets advantage.
Finally.
So I'm assuming it's at least a 21 would save.
Yeah, it's a 14 to save.
Okay. All right, then I take 0.
Aster makes it.
Callum also takes 0.
I probably save, but I'm still taking damage.
And thanks to the +4, I also make it. Thanks, sis.
Yeah.
Always good to have a paladin at the party.
So everybody saved, including Aster.
Yes.
And the theory is resistance to fire damage. So everyone. So Aster's down again because everybody is taking 15 points of damage.
I need to make a DC 10 Constitution check.
So does Ragnar. Ragnar's good.
Alrighty. Callum, slightly singed. It is your turn.
Not singed at all. I also have evasion.
Oh, you didn't take anything? I didn't.
Took nothing.
Nice.
Well, we just got fireballed. The dog is down again.
Allie is also down, so her body's being partially cremated.
Allie's down, so Callum's gonna go here, get close enough to be like, can't fix that. He's going to attack the guy in the sphere.
At advantage.
Yes. He dropped his stick earlier, so he's just throwing punches into there. And he's going to spend another key point for Flurry of Blows. Nice. 3 hits.
I would. You're not probably. Not, you're probably once you roll because you hit it, Mike. You're probably not going to need all 3 of them.
Okay.
You needed all 3 of them, but
Okay.
he is now unconscious if you're not killing him.
Yep, not killing him. He's unconscious. And then, because I've still got 1 hit left, and plenty of movement, get back to here. Use that last one to get Aster going again with another Hand of Healing. And that's the turn.
It's unconscious Regna.
Yeah, Regna gets advantage because Aetheri is finally prone. She will stab down twice. Didn't need the advantage. Do that much damage, Branding Smite damage, as well as Divine Smite second level damage.
I just realized, does your Azamar damage apply to every attack, or is it just once a turn?
It's every attack.
Yeah, it's a bonus to all attacks.
Okay.
I think it's bonus, like level damage.
Yeah, I thought it was once a turn, not on every attack.
Let me check.
Could totally be wrong. It's been a long time since I've messed with Azamar.
Oh no, yeah, you're right, sorry. Once on each of her turns.
Oh, I thought it was each one.
There it is. Thanks for checking that.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep sitting here and making the fight harder.
So minus 9 damage from all of that. And from her 4 attacks, technically.
Alrighty. Aetheri's going to stand up. She's going to turn. She's going to grab Griswold by the forehead. Make a charisma saving throw.
Charisma save. Do I still get +4 on this?
Yep.
Or is it only wisdom saves?
No, it's all saves.
So a 20.
Man, y'all would be in so much trouble without Ragna.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
That
yeah.
saves.
Thank you, Ragna.
You're welcome.
Be an MVP here.
So, as with Allie having her attempt thwarted, she will then turn angrily. What is she not going to turn? But she will instead just go ahead and attack you. And you take 13 points of bludgeoning damage and 9 points of fire damage.
So 22 total? Okay.
Yep.
So Griswold is barely standing.
You have a reaction to take half damage, don't you?
Yeah, I should have probably done that, but I didn't even think of it.
Okay.
Signe, you got Aster's back up, but you're standing over Allie's corpse at the moment.
Aster, back up, girl. Well, keep going reckless.
Okay, those ones do.
All right, so I just forgot to hit the tab for the second one for the Divine Fury.
So -4 off that.
Yes.
-8 off of that.
If I'm doing my
Oh,
math correctly, that would still be 52 points of damage, right?
Let's see. 29 and 11. 30, 40. I count. That can't be right.
Because I thought the radiant damage only applied on the first attack.
It does.
It is only on the first attack, but it does get. She still does get the +3 just because she's raging.
It's 63.
That's what I counted too. I thought I counted wrong because it was too high.
No, based on all those numbers and just 3 for the second radiant.
Yep, that's right, 63. A lot of damage.
You've been saving that up. Me and you have been missing nonstop this fucking fight.
When I hit like a truck.
You're starting to notice that, she appears that she's starting to take some damage now.
Alright, now I'll have Aster back up.
Well, that's not her turn yet, but it doesn't matter. Because obviously, in theory, we get an attack of opportunity if you have her back up like that.
It's true. But they gave the command to back up, so.
Arvid, what would you like to do?
Right, so I'll do my bonus action first. So I'm going to spend 4 counts of the bomb, so the last 4, and use them on Grizz.
I'm currently at 4 HP.
You're currently at 20 with 4 temporary hit points.
Okay.
So that's the bonus action. The action is I'm going to take this watery sphere and move it to encompass these 4 squares.
Which 4?
And I'm going to use my reaction to also cast Silvery Barbs to give her disadvantage. And I'll be giving it to Griswold.
Okay.
Get in the fucking ball.
Disadvantage on a strength throw?
Correct.
24.
Fuck me.
She's just as strong as Signe. In fact, a little stronger, probably.
This has literally been the worst spell for this situation.
Yet
I mean, you took one guy out of the fight almost completely.
I mean, I keep doing it because I keep forcing a save and I'm giving Griswold advantage.
Right. Anything else? Any movement?
I'll move closer, but both Signe and the Tiefling are pushed 5 feet out of the dome.
Which means that Aster will be able to move without the advantage because she gets pushed away from.
Yeah.
I mean,
Huzzah!
technically, Netheri has more than a 5-foot range, but I'm going to allow it to not happen. So,
Like, I'm kind of controlling the battlefield, but it doesn't feel like it. Such a weird feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually throwing water at people and like, stop!
everybody, just stop fighting.
There's Flash.
Netheri's chains have like a 30-foot range on them, so she could hit him or hit her if she wanted to, but I'll just let it go. So it is Griswold's turn.
Hey. All right. I have one more spell, and I've learned from the last one. So this time, I'm going to cast Catapult on this and send it up this way, so that way if it misses her, it hits no one.
Dex save.
Yep. DC 12 only.
Yep. She is very dexterous.
All right. So that is all the spells. So now I will attempt a Wisdom save with the +4 and
Advantage.
advantage, please.
Oh my god.
Come on, man!
Your wisdom's not the best, is it?
It's a -1. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That is the turn.
Arvid's basically been cheering you on and giving you encouraging words this entire fight. It's like, god damn it.
This happened to someone in a game I ran where they could not meet the DC even if they rolled a nat 20 to remove fear. It was brutal. Anyway,
Callum.
yeah. Callum's up. He will. Well, you know what? He's got plenty of movement for it. He's going to use one of his actions to grapple our dead friend. Or is that an object interaction? Whatever the case, going to take her and just move her like up here. And then since he still has plenty of movement, come in. And throw a couple punches, because that's what he's got left. And then scoot away with just a, Arvid, that one's beyond my help. And that's the turn.
It is Regda's turn.
Yeah. Regna's gonna keep her attack on Nasiri. She'll just scream like, focus on me, don't go after them. And attack once, twice. Do that. She still has her branding smite, which goes off twice, and then first level divine smite twice. So I will just roll a second level spell. Or would it be a third level technically?
Yeah, I think it would technically be if you're upcasting. All right. Are you going to stand there toe to toe with her still?
Yep.
All right. It is her turn. Callum, make a strength save.
Ah! No! Not one of those. Don't like those. Don't make me.
Regna can't help you.
That's actually a lie. I'm proficient in those.
Yeah, she pulls the Mortal Kombat.
Get over here!
Followed by a charisma saving throw.
Those are rougher.
With a 4, right? Because you're in your
Yeah, with a 4.
So 17.
Callum disappears from the battlefield.
Legas.
Banish?
Vanished.
Goodbye forever.
You guys can't tell.
Signe, it is your turn.
Recklessly dash into her. Come on, a pair of feisty sisters can't even keep your focus. We're every guy's dream.
Does both hit?
Damn it, I keep forgetting I get to swap that off. I'm sorry.
52. Oh wait, no. So -9 would be 43.
Alrighty. You can see a bit of blood starting to show around her face, and she's you can definitely tell that she's been in a fight. Any additional movement?
Meat shield.
All right, Arvid.
The downside of playing a support type druid is that I don't have a lot of attack spells.
You got a bubble?
Give me a spell that makes me pass my next check.
Right, so before I do that, how are the three of you looking? Like, not how many hit points, how are you all looking?
Ragna looks very singed and very bloody.
William's pants are brown.
Yeah. Yeah, William is definitely hurt. Like, still, you brought him up from the brink, but he's still hurting.
I'm guessing Signa looks decent.
Signet
Better
looks
than the
chipper.
other
Is
two.
that? Yeah, she's in battle.
Yeah, covered in blood, I'm pretty sure she looks fine.
Yeah, no, she's absolutely ecstatic, actually.
Whether it's her blood or someone else's is to be determined.
Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna move the goddamn water ball. I'm gonna move it here.
Glory.
Please make a strength save at disadvantage because I'm gonna upcast silvery barbs. I spent more spell slots on this fucking silvery barbs than anything else.
19.
Still saved. So she's pushed to probably here, more than less. Yeah?
Yeah.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to upcast Healing Word. Oh, are we giving Griswold advantage?
Okay. I'm sure it'll go great this time.
I am upcasting Healing Word at...
You just cut out
Spells
for me. I don't know
hasn't
if you said anything.
No, I was just checking the slots.
Okay.
I'll cast it at 4th level. To Ragnar.
Ooh.
Not a huge amount, but you heal 12. God, there's
Thank you.
2 ones in there.
Yeah, and so that's kind of shitty for a.
That's a level 4, yeah.
That's pretty bad.
I mean,
All right.
it's a fantastic like one-off low-level spell, but it's a
Yeah.
bonus action. What can you expect?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't really scale as well. All right. Any movement?
Yeah. Okay. I'll move there.
Don't give me a hug so I won't be scared anymore.
Is Aster just gonna stay there?
That's not. I'll
Yeah,
move
I
there.
asked
Sorry.
her to retreat, so.
Griswold.
Great. I don't want to waste my advantage. So let me see real quick.
Take the dodge action.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I will dodge, stay where I am, and I will try to roll a wisdom save. With advantage.
And a
And
plus
plus
4.
4.
Come on, bud. Oh,
There it
thank
is!
God.
Yay!
Alright guys, we won. That was actually the fight. She dies now. Because I'm no longer scared. Alright.
I've literally been your cheer section this entire goddamn fight.
I know. And yeah, I will stand there dodging. What? She's gonna die this turn though. Got fucking out of it.
Ragnar.
I
Ragnar.
await the poetic justice of William overcoming his fear to make the killing blow.
Yep, nope.
She's not that hurt right now. Well, I'm not saying she's not that hurt. She's not hurt enough to die, is what I'll say. In this next.
Yet.
Oh,
This-
this second one is actually a crit because she's been cursed. Yay.
Ooh.
Huzzah!
So go ahead and just throw that as the technical crit damage. And then does branding smite happen twice or only once?
I'm pretty sure branding smite just happens the first time you hit them after you cast it.
Okay. Well,
Like, yeah, she's not gonna die. Double crit.
Yeah, double crit with like level 5 smites. So what's that, like 20d6?
might on the second one goes off twice. There.
Yeah, so she lost a lot of hit points there. Closer than I was anticipating, but she is still up.
Paladins, man.
Well, you say higher level paladins, because low level paladins tend to be garbage.
I mean, you can still Nova to a degree, but just a paladin, you get a crit and a divine smite, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, because at low levels you just don't have enough divine smite. You don't have enough spell slots to make it. You know, you're like, oh, I can do that twice, and now I'm done. You know, so
Level
much
one,
better.
level 1, you're a worse fighter. Level 2 to 5, you're fine. Level 6 and up, you're kind of scary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are you gonna move away from her?
Nope.
Alrighty. It is her turn. I won't say that it exactly looks like fear, but you can tell that she's kind of looking around now. And she's actually going to reach out and grab a hold of Signe and William.
I do have a
Griswold.
question. Where she just took all that big damage. Was she concentrating on whatever she did to Callum?
She was not.
Okay.
And Signe and Griswold, charisma saving throws.
+4.
Charisma. Thank God.
Signe disappears from the battlefield.
Regna howls in anger.
It is Arvid's turn.
There we go. I got it to pop.
What's he gonna re-roll that? So an 18.
I think it was 19 to save, right?
It's an 18 save, but if I'm not mistaken, it's once per rage, and you're still in your original rage.
Yeah, it is once per rage.
Shoot. Fair enough.
It didn't matter, because even if you did roll it again, you still would have failed. But
Fair enough.
so I'm sorry. What, Arvid? What are you doing? Are you moving the bubble again?
No, fuck the bubble. Stop
Are you gonna drop
concentrating on it. I'm gonna stop. I'm
Okay.
I'm just gonna
No
let
more
it.
bubble.
Yeah, drown that person in a puddle.
I'm just saying, it'd be hilarious if she went to run away, slipped on the water, and died. Just to full circle it.
Instead, you're gonna see Arvid take a very deep breath, and his lower jaw's gonna go slightly lower than it should as he exhales an inordinate amount of smoke. As he summons a smoke elemental. And I'm going to order it to kill her. So it actually has 50 hit points and 15 AC.
What did you say the AC was? 15?
Yeah. Because it goes off the level, so it increases at each level. And
Okay.
this is at level 4 as a basic. And it goes directly after me.
All right, go ahead.
So, because it's a elemental, it has multi-attack. So it has attacks equal to half the spell's level, so it's going to attack, or it's going to slam twice. For 12. And a miss.
Ready?
And as a bonus action... Oh, sorry, I'm concentrating again. Let me put the blue on. I'm going to cast that level 2 Healing Word on Grizz.
Because you cast a spell with your action, you can cast a bonus action.
We can't hear you, Shane.
Oh, yeah, I think, a spell and spell. Yeah, I forgot. Never mind. I won't cast that, and I'll take a level 2 spell slot back.
All right. It is Astra's turn. She's going to stay over in the corner because she is no longer has her buddy to tell her what to do. Griswold.
All right. Griswold will kind of shake his head a little bit, look up, and he will move around her a little bit to try to get behind her, and he is going to do his best to jab his short sword straight into her lower back. So, and 13 would miss. And then I will take Shadow Song, and I will, as I'm pulling back the short sword, I'm going to spin around and try to jab it as hard as I can into like the base of her skull, like right at her neck and lower part of her head meeting, and miss. But yeah, he will just miss. He then just stands there prepared for another attack.
Ragna. We got it's a very small turn order right now.
Ragna is gonna continue going after her, whacking her twice. And then her branding smite's still up, and she still has divine smite that she can use. There.
All
I
right,
like
she's looking pretty rough.
I like how paladins don't have spell slots; they have smite
Rough.
slots.
Yeah, exactly. All right, any movement?
Nope.
I got Netheri's only been moved by the bubble. She moved one time, and then the rest of the time she's been moved around by the bubble.
Fuck that bubble.
It is her turn. She first off is going to swing her chain at Ragna, who's being annoying. That's a 19.
She is going to actually use her remaining spell slot to cast Shield as a reaction.
Yes.
Very nice. So
Golden purpleless barrier appears.
she will bare her teeth at you and a sort of a snarl, and without even looking, she just jabs her hand to her side and grabs a hold of Griswold again. A charisma saving throw, if you would.
All right, +4. I can
lad.
roll okay on charisma saves. That's it.
That is crazy. All right, Arvid.
Okay. So, as the elemental's been given an order, that'll just continue to follow it. So that's helpful. As an action, Arvid's hand will turn into a claw as he strikes out. For 12 acid damage.
He is immune to acid.
Oh, but I love Parma Savagery. It's too bad.
Well, that's good information, but at level 2 I'm going to cast Healing Word on Grizz.
All right.
You heal by 9.
All right.
And now the smoke elemental goes. So 12 will miss. And I'm actually going to cast Silvery Barbs on the elemental and give it disadvantage. It'll still hit. And deal 8. And I'm going to give Griswold advantage.
turn. She
All right.
looking
Interesting
real
play.
rough.
There's
Alright,
nothing to say
well-
I can't use that on allied creatures.
No, there isn't
So-
at all. I'm just thinking it's an interesting play.
I mean,
So
oh, go on.
I will try once again
Advantage.
to slash at her with the short sword while simultaneously trying to dig or drive the dagger into the side of her neck. So I'll do the short sword first. 28 to hit. And then the Shadow Song second. 59 to hit. And I will have the sneak attack with it. So 29 plus 7 is 36.
Griswold, how would you like to do this?
Whoa!
Arvid was working for this the entire fucking fight. I will then I will put my sword into her back and just push as deep as I can. And when she like kind of falls a little bit, I will just put the dagger to her throat and just say goodbye and just slice.
All right.
And immediately start looking around for where the other people went.
Oh, you would recognize what happened.
Okay, they were banished.
They were sent to the Hells, which is where she was trying to take all of you.
Yeah, but do they come back after she's dead?
Nope.
Sick.
All right.
Round of applause.
I'm gonna say to the two of them, go find her hand and her fingers now. As I walk over to Ali.
But what about Signe?
I'm
Where's
going-
she?
I'm sort that out in a second.
They're in the Hells.
I pull out a gem and push it down on her chest.
I will go and start looking for what Arvid requested. I will fail horribly.
Ragna will also go look. 17.
What were you looking for? Sorry.
Hand and digits.
Oh, the room up here is where she was.
Okay, so Ragna went to the proper place, which is why she actually was the one who found it.
And if you look real close in that room, I actually have a hand on the table.
Oh, yes, you do.
Where?
But
I don't see it.
Dashes down.
I assume that Callum sees nothing but a black screen,
Yes. Yes.
which is just what we'll say you see in the Hells right at the moment.
Well, while they're doing their thing, Callum's not here to see this, so these two fuckers are getting stabbed in the throat as well.
Okay, so they're dead.
Yep.
So yeah, Ali is now alive.
Good thing you went after those diamonds.
You're damn right.
Ragna will kind of cradle her head on her lap, kind of uncomfortable with her armor.
I would imagine even if you recover her hand, there's probably not much you can do as far as like reattaching it.
No, but later down the line, if I get the spell regenerate, you need the body part.
Yeah, put it in the bag of holding. I think that maybe that you need the bag of colding to keep it from
Mm-hmm. Decaying.
decaying. Although I don't even know. I don't know. Rejuvenate. If you just have like a skeletal hand, if that would be enough.
I have no idea.
I don't know either. But yeah, I would say that the healing for the most part can probably fix the broken fingers on her right hand. Probably wouldn't make her fingernails grow back, but
But yeah, as it's just us and Asta, Where is it? At 5th level, I'll cast Mass Cure Wounds.
I assume that you're dropping the
Yeah.
creature there, yeah.
All right, so we all heal
9.
for 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
3d8 plus 4.
Right. Matt, since Ragna's with her and Arvid is doing his healing thing, I am going to literally tear everything off this person, looking for any sort of anything on her, notes, anything. Would that be investigation?
Yep.
All right. Ooh.
Give me everything.
She does not have anything of particular interest on her at all. The only thing that is of any real interest is that chain,
All right.
which you would probably know as well that it was a magical item that was essentially created for her, and as she is now dead, it just looks like a giant, heavy chain. You could probably find a way to use it, but right now, because you guys are not attuned to it and it was not created for you in the hells, it would just be a really heavy chain to carry around.
Okay. Well, then I'll look to Arvid and I'll just say, this chain, it was specific for her. I am very new to magic, but maybe worth keeping. You have the bag, yes?
I do, yes, if you want to put a 10.
Right. And yeah, I'll just pick it up and I'll put it in and I'll just again, it's definitely magical. I don't know if it's cursed or something. It was made for her, but if anyone's going to actually try to use it, it would be best that you looked at it first.
That's fine. What about the other two?
Yeah, sure. I'll go through them too. This one. And then
Ragna's
this
just going to be whispering a better word for sweet nothings to Allie.
I know what you mean.
Yes.
Comforting words
Yeah.
to a loved one. I would say that like she would be technically, I mean, she's not unconscious, but I would imagine that she's probably, for lack of a better term, asleep after all of this.
Mm-hmm.
The other two also do not carry anything of particular value on them.
Right.
That you would find on this guy, he would have a spell book on him.
Ooh.
The other guy was a sorcerer, so would not have a book.
All right, I will take his book. I'll go back up to these two. So have I ever seen this? Well, I'm assuming I've seen this spellcast before. Do I know anything about it? Like, what happens now, or like, is it like we have to go find them? Do they end up coming back eventually somewhere on this realm?
They would not come back. I mean, they could potentially get out like you did, but they wouldn't just magically come back.
All right, I will relay that information to these two. Well, three. I'll just I don't think that Kelm and Signe will be coming back the way they left. We need to get out of here and be in. Do you think the Nexus would allow us to look up some information?
I would demand it. We need to get to the hells now.
I would say you would know that they would likely be in the Iron City of Dis. They would be in the second circle of hell because that is where you were taken, and that is
Okay.
Belith is a general of Dispater, and Dispater, hence the name Dis, is the
Mm-hmm.
Iron Duke.
All right.
And Ragna would just look at Griswold and say, "You do not need to come. In fact, I would prefer it if you don't."
He kind of just shakes his head and just, they were helping me deal with my demons, and he kind of looks over at Nathiri's body and goes, uh, there, if you don't want me to go with you, there's no way I would not go anyway, whether it be with you or alone.
Okay. Then we go. Arvid, are you coming to the hells as well?
Well, someone has to try and stop you all from dying.
So, for this is what the other two can expect at the moment.
So yeah, I will kind of just, well, we should get out of here before we're seen with a variety of dead bodies. I'll get message to someone somehow to uh take care of these. And he'll just like wave his hand over his shoulder at the bodies, and but we should get Allie somewhere safe. And I need to get inside the Nexus.
Okay. And Ragna will rise to her feet and pick Ali up. Bridal style.
Well, the safest place we know, really, is the farm. But I know you want to go to the Nexus.
Well,
Ragna,
Mhm.
just do a quick intelligence check.
Intelligence. Who?
Never mind.
Matt, have I like do the people at the Nexus know me well enough since I have worked with the Leuven homes for so long?
Probably not. You're
Okay.
probably not. You probably wouldn't go there very often.
Okay.
I mean, there would be, but I can't because Ragna is too distracted. She can't think of anything. But you would have other options beyond.
Yeah.
Because I think Arvid and Ragna both would have additional options if the Nexus were not to work out.
Okay. Well, then in that case, while they're getting ready to leave, I'm just going to walk over to Nathiri. I'm going to bend down and grab her by one of the horns and lift her head up a little bit, and I am going to cut off the horn.
Right? That might take a little bit of time, but
That is absolutely fine.
I'm sure Aster's doing that thing where, when dogs lose their master, where she's just like probably wandering around in circles, just like looking for Signe.
Trying to sniff her out.
Yep.
Come on, Aster, we'll get her back.
So, do you two want to go to bring and care for Allie at the farm? I can go to the Nexus and see if I can gain entrance. I can tell Dresden that it's urgent and involves a close family friend of his. As him and Signe were close, yes, Ragna?
Yes. He's like an uncle to us.
Okay. Well, as long as it's not what she said and it's some sort of a body double or something like that, he should be willing to help.
I hope.
If not, we'll exhaust other resources. But I do think that would probably be the most, the fastest. So, should I meet you all at the farm in a day? 2?
Whenever you can catch up, then yes.
You can just see Regna is looking now. All of her anchors like left her. She looks super sad. She's just pushing Ali's head towards her chest.
Right. Griswold's just gonna nod and look at Arvid and just say, "Take care of them," and he is going to dash on out of here.
Alrighty, I will move everybody back to the Stormhaven map just so that
They're not staring at a blank.
they're not staring at a black screen. Yeah, that's gonna be a little boring.
Ayo.
So for Callum and Signe, when this happened, you it wasn't entirely inappropriate that it was dark for you guys, but what you find is, and you hear a lot of ambient noise around you. It is quite dark. In the distance, you can see what appears to be like some like torchlight. More than anything, it's like you can see torchlight around the cracks of like a door, and then you can hear just sort of like the shuffling sort of sounds around you. And then as you sort of like get your sight back, as your eyes sort of adjust to where you are, you notice that both of you separately are in cells, quite small cells, in fact. You have enough room to stand up, but you don't have enough room to lay down.
Common? You? Common?
This is an unpleasant situation.
You guys could probably, if you, I would say when she was saying that, you could hear her, Callum. You guys appear to be in the same room, but you're in different cells.
Well, at least there's a familiar voice.
Callum, buddy!
Signe, you're all right, I take it?
Yeah, I'm a little bummed out I got ripped out of another fight.
That does seem to happen to you quite a lot.
It's not fair!
Well, Callum's just going to kind of look around, see what he can see. He's not the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree, but does he study enough religion to know where we are?
You can roll for it, I suppose.
Sure.
Yeah, you have a general. I mean, I would say
They were
in
good
the
context clues.
yeah, and in the preparation for what you were going into, Griswold did sort of like tell you that she could do that because we
It's
discussed
also
it in the
because
last
it's
game.
hot as hell, but you could tell.
Yeah, it is probably pretty warm in there, although not like super bad. And then looking around, because neither of you have dark vision. Oh no, Callum does, right? Because
Yes, he does, because he's a half elf.
Yeah, so you can see that there are you from where you're sitting, standing. Signe is off to your left. You would assume that she's in the same row as you, because sort of like looking through the bars, you can see. If you're thinking of like just a square room, you would be essentially in the bottom right-hand corner of it. So you can see that there's another row of cells to your right, and then off to the other side of that square on the left side, you can see more cells, and then the back wall is where you see that light through the door. And you're thinking that Signe is probably just down the line from you. And looking at the other cells, you can hear some noises from a couple of cells down on your right, and then if you look across the way, all of those cells appear to be empty. So you would wager that there are no more, counting you and Signe, there are probably no more than 4 people in this holding cell at this point.
Well, it's marginally more pleasant than I expected of one of the hells.
Yeah, it makes sense we'd be here, huh?
The moment. Did anyone respond to Signe when she called out?
You might hear a little bit of like groaning noises, but whoever's there is not speaking.
Callum will also try calling out in Elven and Dwarven. but I assume there's no difference.
I would say that you probably hear like if somebody is you're like trying to wake somebody up and then someone's like like you hear somebody like mumbling and you're not entirely sure what their deal is, but nobody is actually responding in any discernible language.
Wow.
Must be nap time, huh?
For the moment, I think we rest, regain our strength. Then, once we are at the peak of our abilities,
Kick ass.
yes,
Yeah.
now, if you don't mind, I think I need to meditate a little bit, recenter myself.
Do I still have anything on me?
Yeah, I mean, so your axe would be gone. Any weapons that you have would be gone. But like any armor or anything like that you were wearing, you would still have. They didn't like the
So
spell
like,
didn't strip you or anything, but you do the weapons are not there.
oh,
And Kellum doesn't have any weapons, so he pretty much doesn't. He's no different.
They took my perfectly good stick and my pocket full of rocks.
they took Wyvern's Bane.
And
Well,
any rations or anything like that you would have had on you, any like bags, like the bag of holding, they have that now. No, because
I didn't have it.
yeah, you didn't have it. Never mind. Yeah. Yeah.
well,
So, I would say if you, so I think both of you had taken damage. Considering the size of these cells, for the time being, you would need to roll hit die because you cannot get a long rest in this cell because of its size. You cannot lay down. Um, at best, you can kind of sit down with like your knees up against your chest. That's about as good as you can get. And you could kneel, like if you wanted to do kind of a um
yeah, like Callum would be doing like a resting squat,
yeah,
effectively.
you could basically do that. Signa probably has is even a little more uncomfortable because she's bigger,
Bigger.
more muscular.
And you said we're far enough apart that I can't see Signe or reach her
Yeah, you
or
can't see
anything.
her because you from where her voice is, you just imagine that she's probably 3 or 4 cells down on your left in the same on that bottom wall of the prison.
Okay. In that case, Callum will take a few deep breaths. He'll spend a couple key points to use Hand of Healing on himself.
Sit in the dark and touch yourself. So you also both of you, and because you would have, I mean, it's not like it's requires any sort of like real intelligence or history or anything like that. Given where the size of this place and the fact that, given the size of the cells and the fact that there doesn't appear to be that many people in here, you imagine that these are not prison cells; these are holding cells until they come and take you somewhere else.
Yep. And now that Callum's back at full health, he will proceed to take his little short meditation rest to get back all of his ki.
Rolling hit dice, the one time that Allie would have been useful to have around. The Song of Rest or something like that, as she has.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we will leave the two of you there in your holding cells for now.
Mm-hmm.
And what is everybody else? So Griswold is going to go.
Well, I got a couple things I want to do on my way to the Nexus.
Okay.
But you could do whatever they're doing first.
Yeah,
Right now, and
I think Arvid is leading Ragnar and Ali back to the farm.
you got a couple days travel to get there. Day and a half.
That's probably a good thing.
So any discussions that you would like to have with each other on your way there?
I'm sorry, Ragnar. For what she did, I don't have the magic to reverse it.
It's fine.
And even if we do find a way to get to the hills to rescue them, it's going to be difficult getting them back out. I just hope you understand that.
I don't care. She needs to come back. They need to come back.
I know, I just want you to understand that it'll be difficult.
I understand.
For now, I'll try and reach out to people I know to see what methods they have. And while I'm doing that and Grizz is looking into his thing, I need you to focus on helping Ali and centering yourself, okay?
Okay.
Because for the next couple of days, she's been through quite an ordeal. She's going to need a calming presence.
Okay.
Well, I'm able to tell what Ragnar's mental state is right now.
Her mental state's not good. She's, like, just keeps her focus down. You see her eyebrows are always, like, kind of pulled together. She's upset. And a lot, like, she's already quiet, but she's a lot quieter.
What, as in, like, blaming herself?
Yeah, partial blaming herself.
You do know that this wasn't your fault.
At that, Regna's head, like, snaps up and, like, glares at, Arvid, and you can probably see a little bit of the Fae look coming into her eyes as she's like, I was right there, near Ali when she was taken. If I was actually with her in the room, none of this would have happened.
No, something else would have happened. Considering it took the majority of us for the majority of the fight to deal with it. If you were in that room, you would have been taken and you would have had the same fate. This way, even though she was taken and hurt, which is unfortunate, truly, it is, this course of action allows you to save her. You can't always question the decision you make for the worse. Sometimes you just have to accept the small little victories that you can, or you won't be able to move forward.
Well, it does not feel like this was a victory.
No, it doesn't feel like a victory, but it wasn't a total loss. There's one less person after us. Ali's alive. Grizz is a bit safer. And as we know where they've been sent, the likelihood of them being dead is extremely low. Meaning, once we get a way to go after them, we can bring them back.
I understand, but and I don't know if Ali is still unconscious, but Regna will like move kind of her like hair away from her forehead a little bit and be like, "You can't even play her instrument anymore."
Maybe not right now, but we live in an age full of magical wonder. Are you telling me it's not possible that there might not be a prosthetic that could move to her will?
I suppose.
The only thing I can grant you right now is the both of you a restful dream to take away your worries for the night. I can't offer quite much more at this second.
Both of us, or just one? If only one, help her.
I have enough magic to allow both of you a peaceful sleep.
Okay. I will need to be rested for what is to come.
So when we take rest, I'll get comfortable and I will take watch. Don't worry about it, okay?
Fine. But before I rest, and she'll like look back at Arvid again, daring him to say something, she'll just say, "I will want to speak to Sibilna."
Well, you do already have the means to do it. But, if you believe you require assistance in talking to her, then you'll have to ask her if I can join the conversation.
No, I'll be fine.
Very well. Yep, that's me.
Yep.
So eventually, I mean, before you get there, Allie would wake up. Unsurprisingly, she would probably not be very talkative either. She would probably echo what Ragna just said, and you would probably see her sort of like staring at her missing hand. And she might mention the fact that she doesn't know what she's going to do now because being a bard is all she's done, and she's not a singer.
How are you with numbers?
What do you mean?
Well, do you know how to count, subtract, and look after numbers?
Not really something I studied very much, no.
Well, until we can find a way to get you a replacement hand, I might need someone to look after the farm.
Her shoulders just kind of sink.
Ali, you do realize you are more than just your instrument. You could travel around, gather information and intel. You're smart, charismatic. I'm sure you will learn something amazing.
I imagine that she's probably just on the verge of tears at this point. You know, she might her eyes are all welled up, and you probably see some tears rolling down her cheek, and she's just not saying anything.
Regna would put her hands on her cheeks and kind of just press her forehead against hers.
Yeah, and like unfortunately, even your Nexus connections don't help on regenerate because that's bard, cleric, and druid.
Right now, we'll just say, I'm so sorry, Ali, I couldn't protect you.
As you say that, she probably just burst into tears, kind of buries her head in your shoulder. Super, super awkward for Arvid. Just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, probably just gonna start looking around and just smoking the pipes like, just have to wait till they're over.
I mean, technically, you or Allie herself could eventually learn that spell, but it's gonna. I don't know what level you have to be to know to do 7th level spells, but pretty high.
Probably like level 12 or 13.
Level 30.
Of 13.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it down the line. I could probably just cast Regenerate and start growing back the limb.
Yeah, I looked up the spell as well, and it doesn't say anything. Basically, it says that you don't need the hand.
It just helps.
It just helps. It just happens. If you don't have it, it takes 2 minutes for the limb to regrow. If you do have it, it instantaneously knits back together. But I imagine that if you can't keep it from rotting, you probably would just have to wait a whole 2 minutes to get a new hand.
Yeah. I know, a whole 2 minutes.
I know. Not even worth it at that point. So you guys would be able to get to the farm without too much trouble. Again,
Yeah.
this is not very dangerous ground that you're traveling through.
Yeah, and over the nights I would have been casting Restful Slumber just to ease the dreams.
And the first night, Ragna would have, after making sure Ali was properly asleep and tucked in as much as possible at this point, she was just gonna go off on her own and sit down and just channel Zybilna, channel Divinity Zybilna.
Which I think is now is an oath breaker as well. I think your channel divinity is all like mean, angry stuff, but
Yeah, it is.
we'll consider that a channel divinity, because you all need a way to contact your patron. I would say that she probably doesn't appear to you this time in physical form, but you would be able to speak with her. It probably wouldn't be like a one on like a direct conversation, like where it would be you say one thing and she replies immediately. It'd be more like a message, I guess, but you would be able to speak to her.
Yeah, she would just say, someone I love has been badly hurt, and my sister friend are now in the hells. I need to get stronger and I need to get there.
And you, initially, she talks about like, well, I made a promise not to meddle in the affairs of mortals, but if you can find a way to Prismere, I can get you to the hells.
I think we could. Ragna will remember the whole Fae thing that they just did and be like, Arvid just created some kind of Fae grove? Would that help?
It wouldn't take you to Prismere, but it would take you to the Feywild, I assume, probably somewhere close to the Summer Court, which could prove somewhat difficult if your elven friend decides to make his arrival in the Feywild known to those in the court.
Okay. So some other way. Some way to Prismere.
Could always try to find the carnival again, though I don't know where it is at this point.
Okay. Thank you, Spilna.
And if you do intend to go to the Hells and I don't see you here, I can at least offer you this. And you kind of feel the sensation of like magical power. And she has given you her offspring sword, the offspring of Snickersnack.
Yay. Yeah,
So you
Ragnar
now
will
have a sentient weapon in your possession.
Ragnar will feel that power and kind of hold out her hand and summon Snickersnee. And investigate the blade and kind of like look at it and kind of take a couple of practice swings.
And I will let you you can decide how you want to play your sword. So you have a secondary character now, which is your
Yay.
sword.
Yay. Yeah. I'm gonna make it for him childish, and I think that's what you said on your thing.
Yeah, it's like I said, you should see the character sheet because it has stats. I had to give you a character sheet with it rather than a handout because it has intelligence and wisdom and charisma. It seems young and naive.
Okay, so then yeah, whenever Snickersnee appears, he'll just be like, "Hello, I'm so excited to join you. Ugh, we're gonna get into some lovely battles. Are there any other sentient weapons on your team?" And Ragnar will just kind of, no. And Snickersnee will sigh a little bit in disappointment.
Singa's gonna love that sword because that sword strives for adventure and the thrill of battle. Go to extremes to prove its mettle. So yeah.
Literal metal.
Yes.
That sounds like a fun friend.
So Ragnar would rejoin the group and say to Arvid, "Well, we will be able to get to the Hells if we go back to Prismere. And Sibilna also gave me this." And she holds up the sword, and Snickersnee will be like, "Hello!"
Well, hello. Who might you be?
I'm Snickersnee. I am Ragnar's new weapon.
When the sword says "I'm Snickersnee," does that ring some form of bell?
You would probably you would know who Snickersnack.
Yeah.
Snickersnack is Zybilna's sword, and Snickersnee was created from. So at one point in its history, Snickersnack was broken, and reforged. It was a larger sword than it is today, and the pieces that broke off of Snickersnack were reforged to create Snickersnee, which is by sentient weapon standards, is a fairly young sword, but is still quite old by mortal means. But so you would have a general understanding of what the sword is.
Oh, I see. Zybilna sent you?
Yes, I'm supposed to help Ragnar and also get stronger myself. And also, I help Ragnar get stronger. And I get to fight stuff, which I'm excited about.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing that relatively soon, so that should be good for you.
Awesome! Should we do a practice battle now?
Probably not, but it's good to know you're eager.
And Ragnar will kind of give a wistful smile because Signe would have said, "Yes, let's battle right now."
Well, I don't know off the top of my head. Actually, give me a moment. I may have an idea.
Okay.
Well, I do actually have a way to get us to Prisma.
Really? And Regna looks more lively than she has in a while.
We'll have to wait for Griswold to return, but have you ever travelled by tree?
No.
Well, it requires a lot of running.
That's fine.
But yes, I can quite literally, ask a tree to open itself, and we run through the tree and down a portal and out of another tree that I know of.
Okay. Okay, that's good.
So yeah, I could probably just run us straight into her courtyard.
Regna will give you a smile. Thank you, Arvid.
Like I said, gotta take the little victories when you can. But while
All right,
I
so
hold on.
sorry, go ahead.
While I get that stuff sorted out, you keep on trying to cheer up Ali.
Okay. And Ragnar would bring Snickersnee to Allie, and hopefully Snickersnee will help in that endeavor. I just imagine Snickersnee chattering about nothing.
I think Allie would probably not be super responsive to it, considering that it's talking about going on an adventure and Allie is at least temporarily done adventuring.
Mm-hmm.
So she would reluctantly agree to at least stay at the farm, though she is not going to be an accountant because she just doesn't really
Oh
think
no,
that that's.
I wasn't. The idea wasn't of her being an
I know,
accountant. It's
but I
her,
mean, just
yeah,
yeah,
run the place while
yeah,
while she's incapacitated.
right. It's not her. You kind of get the idea that is not. You get the impression that she's probably going to sit around and smoke a lot of weed.
I mean, to be fair, the
That
place
isn't
pretty
that how
much
Arvid runs it anyway?
it runs
Yeah.
like that at that baseline.
Yeah. So
All I could picture was when you summoned the smoke elemental was all the smoke or all the weed you've smoked just coming back out of your lungs.
I mean, might as well have been.
so we'll say that you do leave Allie there, and then I guess head back to find Griswold.
Oh no, I was
And
gonna meet them at this farm.
oh, you want to meet them there? Okay, so you
Yeah.
guys can hang out there then.
I figured it'd
So
be easier for me to or faster for me to travel by myself than
Right.
and so I could have them go ahead.
So what is Griswold doing?
All right. First thing I'm doing when I leave there, I'm going to the Silver Cat to see Callie.
Okay.
When I get there, is she there?
Yeah, she's always there. She
Is
lives.
is anyone else in the building?
There are probably a couple of people at one of the at one of the tables. There are usually always some.
I'm gonna
folks.
walk over to them. I'm gonna put how many other are there?
There's probably 3 people in there.
I'll put 3 gold on the table, 1 for each of them. I'll say, give me 5 minutes with an old friend, and then you could come back, and I will buy your dinner.
They sort of look at each other like, yeah, okay.
Okay. So I will go over to. I'm assuming she's behind the bar.
Yep.
I will go over there. I will look at her, and I will put the horn down on the table, and I will just say, she's no longer in the city. Do you have any contacts that know about, and he kind of like looks at her like I know the answer already, but I still got to ask it. Know about traveling between realms, between dimensions, perhaps the hells.
She could tell you that the organization doesn't have anybody in Stormhaven that could do that. But there are, like, in modern Exandria, there's, the hand and whatever the heck they're called. Not the hand, the shoot.
Clasp?
The clasp, that's it. There are other like chapters in other cities, and there is in the city of Ferres, there are people who can travel between. There are very high level wizards as part of the group in the city of Ferres.
Okay. I'll just nod and I'll just right. Well, one is no longer going to be a problem that was looking for me, but there are more. So please take care of yourself. Be more cautious than you have been. Trust no one right now that you don't know.
Sort of nods at you, and would in the thieves can't sign language tell you to be careful.
He'll nod and on the way out, he'll just nod. He'll say, "Well, I will either be back or this is it." And he'll kind of give like a half smile and like give like a half-hearted salute to her as he walks away. And when I get back out the door, I'm gonna just hand the group another 5 gold pieces and just say, "Appreciate it."
They'll all just sort of like, oh yeah, anytime.
Now I am gonna make my way to the Nexus. I'll just go in the entrance that I saw them coming out of that day when I was waiting outside the Nexus for them, and just kind of look around to see if there's anyone there, receptionist, whatever.
Yep, there would be the same receptionist for.
All right. Well, I wasn't there last time, so I wouldn't know it's the same one. But I will go up and I'll just, excuse me, is the headmaster available? I have rather urgent news about a close friend of his, Signe. If you remember her, she was here recently.
Oh well, very sorry. He has actually been called away on urgent business of his own. One of our wizards could possibly have a message sent for you to him.
Well, yes, I would appreciate that very much. Could I possibly speak to them?
Yeah, right this way, and
I'll nod.
she would take you over. To the evocation wizards that sit around and do the public work.
Okay.
I don't remember what I charged the last time to send, because I think you sent 3 of them, and I don't remember what I. It was Arvid, right?
Yeah, something like 20 something.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say
depending on how
between
many-
like 15 and 20 gold. I thought it was.
Yeah, I wanted to say because it's a second level spell.
Oh yeah, because I had that thing, so I think it was like, I think it was like 5 gold per message.
Oh yeah, because he sent multiple.
Yeah.
Well, either way, yeah. When I see the guy, I am gonna be careful and remember what Signe and Ragnar told me about. How this guy seems strange and different. So I'm gonna whichever wizard they introduce me to, I'm just gonna say, thank you. I was told you could possibly get a message to the headmaster about a bit of trouble someone that he's close with has gotten into.
You can see that he looks very sort of disinterested in like the reasoning. It's like just whatever, just write down what you want me to say, and I'll send it to him.
Right. How long of a message can you send?
It's 25 words.
I'll nod and I'll just say, I will just write down. Signe is in danger. Was looking for your help, but will proceed in other ways. If necessary, contact Ragna.
Okay, so he'll take that. You can see that he starts to cast the spell. It pulls out a little piece of copper wire, and casts the spell. And as soon as he does, the paper that you wrote it on just goes up into flame.
Okay.
Right.
And then I'm gonna look at him and just say, "Well, perhaps, do you mind helping with one other topic?"
He's like, well, if it's within my purview, I'll certainly be able to help.
Well, I have a friend who is rather religious. I was just wondering if you have any text that you could point me to about it was the second level of hell. There's a city there. Do you know what I'm talking of? It's very famous.
Dora says, well, I assume that you're speaking of the Iron City of Dis, but the Nexus is not the greatest place for religious texts.
Well, I wasn't looking for the religious itself. I was just looking for information on the city. Perhaps if there's anything about the leaders of it. It's just, I'm trying to impress a friend. I wanted it to seem a little bit more knowledgeable.
He sort of just sighs. Like, you can tell that this is a guy who's like working 9 to 5, and this is just like, he's not enjoying his job. It's like working at a call center, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't know. I mean, like, I vaguely remember going over this when I was in school. Dispater, some sort of weird devil god thing. I don't know.
Well,
you might want to go to one of the temples or something. They might know.
Well, I do appreciate your help, so I'll toss an extra 2 gold as a tip. And I do appreciate the help very much. I can find my way out. Thank you. And I'll just head out.
Roll a D100.
Right. Roll a D100. I mean, with how I rolled tonight, gotta assume.
So eventually you do get a response from Dresden, which simply says, no time. I have my own worries.
Okay. Can I? Oh, you know what? I don't even think Griswold would respond back to it. All right. So, if I'm leaving here now, are there any temples on the way out of the city that I would pass by?
Yes.
Okay.
Multiple, in fact.
Okay. Are there any that I recognize the gods of?
Yes.
Then yeah, I would stop in whichever one I would be most familiar with.
I mean, that's almost definitely got to be Ragnar's old deity. Yeah?
That's what I'm assuming.
What of Arathis?
So, you've got like 3 choices on the way that are on the main thoroughfare, sort of out of the city. So, there's on the map, there's number 10, number 12, and number 6, as well as number 4, which is the big catch-all.
Okay.
Temple of the Eversight, which is where all of the smaller deities are that don't have their own specific temple. 6 on the map right there is the Temple of Arathis. 10 is the Temple of Corellin, which is an elvish, more of an elvish god, and 12 is the Temple of Cord.
Horde
which
is
the
do
patron
off the
of
top of
this city.
okay. Off the top of my head, do I know any of them that are anti-devil? Or I could do a religion check too.
Yeah, you can try that.
Whether it be anti-devil or anti-slave, just evil in general.
I mean, all of the above, if I'm
Yeah.
remembering correctly.
I mean, yeah, for the most part, like most of the deities would be against that. Here, I have it in here. Let me double check. At least I thought I did. Maybe I don't. Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah. So your best bet with a 19 religion check would actually be going to the Temple of Eversight, because your closest match would be Saren Ray or Paylor.
All right. That is where I will go. I will go there, and I will go towards Saren Ray first. I'll look to see if I could notice anyone who looks like that would be their deity.
Yep. They're all probably marked pretty well.
Okay. So yeah, I'll
Like
approach
mall,
one.
they got the big sign over the over the area.
Yeah. So I'll approach and look for someone who doesn't appear to be extremely busy.
Yeah, I mean, you would certainly see some clerics milling about. This place isn't probably not particularly busy, and Saren Ray is also not one of the most worshipped deities.
Yeah, so I'll approach one of them. It doesn't matter who. Honestly, probably just the closest. And just excuse me, whether it be man or woman, I just sir or ma'am. I was wondering if you could help me with something quickly.
Of course.
Um, can we speak somewhere a bit private, if that's okay?
And it would be a woman, and she sort of chuckles and looks around, and there's like nobody around, and she's like, "Well, I don't know many other places we could go that would be more private than this."
Right. Well, I haven't told many people this. In the past, I was held captive in the Hells, and he kind of just raises his sleeve a bit and shows her the marking. And he'll and unfortunately, I have friends that are there now captured, who I need to try to help. So I was just wondering if you can give me any information on the city of Dis.
You can see that she looks completely unfazed by this story, which is actually kind of surprising to you. And she sort of grabs your hand with both of hers. So like one hand on, if your hand is turned out with your palm up, she like puts one hand on the bottom and then sort of like just slowly kind of puts her hand across the palm where that brand is, and you can see that it doesn't go away, but it actually gets a little bit smaller when she does that. It's like not really healing, but like it doesn't look quite as deep.
He'll just smile as she does it.
Well, there's not a lot to say about it. It's mostly just a desolate wasteland, with the exception of the Iron City.
How out of place would a human be there? Are they common? Would I be sticking out? I just the only time I've been there was being held captive. I was able to escape, but I didn't know much of the area.
Well, most humans or humanoid creatures, we'll say, are only slaves, you would not see them wandering about freely.
He'll just nod.
Of course, the exception being certain tieflings.
And when she says that, he kind of just grimaces. Yes, that I did know about the tiefling.
There are, of course, tieflings who have spent more time on the prime material plane and have, varied bloodlines that don't have the same sort of devilish appearance that the original, I suppose, the original bloodline of the tieflings. But I don't know how familiar you are with him. But suppose in a layman's terms, the more they look like devils, the more they would be able to walk about.
Understood. Another question. I don't know, but do you know ways to get there that would be available to me?
At this, she kind of raises an eyebrow. Why would you want to go back?
There were people there who were not as lucky as I to escape, and I don't believe in leaving others behind. I promised them I would go back, and I want to go back.
Well, there are those that could cast a spell to make you or to travel, but they would have to be quite powerful to do so. There are some clerics, none that I know of here, that could do it as well.
My worry with that is and he kind of like puts on like a little bit of a fake like frown and just I've never been the most religious person, so I don't know. I don't want to offend anyone if I ask for passage to a place like that. I figured if you at least heard my story, you would understand a bit of why I might want to go there. Others, if I just ask, may look at me like I'm up to no good.
The the druids might the circle of Arda might be able to do something like that.
Do I know where that is?
Calaman mentioned the circle of Arda.
Okay.
It's the one that he was hanging out with in the forest.
It's the
All right.
one.
All right.
I don't remember how much he said about the Circle of Arda.
Well, I mean, you didn't like give him a lot of detail other than the name of the circle of Arda.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
you didn't tell him anything about.
I don't think he
them
would have talked any
specifically.
more about it between either.
Yeah, Callum doesn't really share anything.
Yeah, he would have just simply said it was the circle of Arda because when
Okay.
we found out that you were hanging out with druids, but that would have been it, just the name, not what
Okay.
what you were doing there or.
Yeah. So when she says that, I'll just say, "Are they nearby? Do you know how to get to them?"
They're in the Rethalor forest. They're relatively close. And on a side note, Arvid also knows them. That's how he got here originally.
Okay. All right. So I still have 125. All right. So I'm gonna take out 25 more gold pieces, and just an offering to Sarenrae. And I do appreciate your help.
So the circle of Arda is kind of in this sort of area of the forest. At least they move around a bit, just like the Dranier, because you do know a Dranier elf as well, who could likely take you there.
Yep. Yeah. So, all right. So I will give her the 25 gold. Thank her for her help. And kind of on a way out, kind of like a bit like jokingly just say, well, if you don't mind, say a couple of prayers for me. And I will give a bit of a bow and walk away.
I certainly will.
Right. And then at that point, I will leave and hope I could catch up to Arvid and Ragna around the time they get to the farm. Since they're traveling and trying to bring Allie along with them, I figured I'd be able to travel faster by myself.
Yeah, you can probably catch up with them. I mean, you might catch
I'm
up with
assuming
them.
I would have probably left like 3 hours, 4 hours after they
Yeah,
did.
so you can probably catch up with them before they get there.
So yeah,
Okay.
I might have to retcon the whole I can send us there because for some reason tonight I'm just misreading all the spells.
Well, I mean, that first the watery spear one was like a book itself, so I could understand.
Yeah, tree stride is not the same as the other one, so never mind.
So yeah, so then once I catch up to him, I'm assuming probably Aster would hear me coming first. But I will just like once I get to within earshot, just let a whistle out and kind of start jogging up to them.
Regna's sword immediately goes, "Hello! Are you a friend?"
Griswold kind of just like looks around, goes, "What was that?"
Ragna will just say, "A gift from Zybilna?" Yes.
An invisible person? And he kind
No.
of keeps looking.
No, I'm right here, right in front of you. I am sharp, I am pointy, and I am ready to attack all the things and go on all the adventures.
You have a talking sword.
Yes, I have a talking sword now.
Right? Well, hello there, friend. I'm Griswold.
I'm Snickersnee. Nice to meet you.
Hi, you as well. Well, if you're ready to stab, that'll be a good thing. I do have some information for everyone.
Oh, I am so ready to stab. No one would do a
Um,
practice fight with me.
well, it's not fun to get stabbed, so I can understand why. Um, uh, Arvid and Ragna, I do have two possible leads on getting us to the Hells. Uh, there is other difficulties in the way, such as any humanoids that are not tiefling walking around will probably raise suspicion. So I have a bit of an idea, but Arvid, I don't know how well it would work for you. And he kind of like just points to his ears. Those might not be able to be hidden as well.
Well, I can just put my long hair over them and you won't be able to see my ears.
Well, there are tiefling who, based on how long their bloodlines have been in the prime material plane, who have begun looking less and less like devils. So I can easily forge us 3 different identities, uh, all tiefling. Uh, I'm also not bad with putting on disguises. I could apply some makeup, some other things, and try to make us look a bit more devilish. Uh,
Don't know how well that would work for me. If you hadn't noticed, I kind of exude fey energy.
yes, that is very true. But even if it helps just a bit, it's more than nothing.
It
As
just
sad as this sounds, would it be possible for him to be one of our slaves then?
I guess we could be down there looking to sell.
you do understand that the Fae and the Hells have had deals before, don't you?
Well, I stopped and spoke with a follower of Sarenrae, and she specifically said that the main humanoids who would not be questioned or not be looked at twice walking around would be tiefling. All other types of humanoids would draw suspicion. So while that is true, I don't know how often Fey creatures or individuals have been just strolling through the city of Dis.
I have no idea, but at least it wouldn't be completely out of the realm of possibility.
Well, then, however you wish to disguise yourself or not disguise yourself will be up to you. For Ragna, I assume you would be okay with a bit of makeup and forged document,
Yes, that's fine.
right? Uh, right. So, Arvid, you're familiar with the Rethalor Forest, yes?
I am, yes.
Right. Well, there's a group there, the of Arda, the Druids of Arda, or Circle of Arda, something like that.
Correct, they actually helped me come across the first time.
Right. Well, according to the woman or the priestess I spoke to, they possibly could get us where we need to go, and if not, Callie may have a connection to some less than upstanding spellcasters in Faris that can possibly get us there.
I spoke with Zybilna. She said if we're able to get to,
Prismere.
yes, thank you, Prismere again, then she can also get us to the Hells. So, if the Druids, at the very least, can get us to Prismere instead of the Hells, that's another step we could take.
I'm more than okay with that.
Did you hear anything from Dresden?
Can I insight check her to see how she feels about him right now?
Sure.
Okay. I'm not great at this, but yeah. Probably can't tell.
Nope.
Yeah, Griswold's gonna kind of. I've seen him interact with your family on many different occasions. He seemed much colder, much. I told him that Signe was in trouble. I didn't tell him exactly what because of the questions you all brought up about him being possibly compromised, but I did say that she was in danger, that I was coming to ask for help, and that if he had any need to contact you. Uh, Before I was even out of the city, I got a message back from him saying basically, "Oh well, I have my own thing happening," or "There's no time, I have my own thing happening."
You just see Ragna frown. No comment.
He was when I got there. There was a woman out front who told me that he had been called away on rather important business. So they didn't tell me what the business was, but he was not there.
I suppose he's busy then.
Or he is being made to be busy by the executor.
I suppose.
Either way, Arvid, if we can get to your farm and give me maybe an hour or two to create some documents.
Sure, the only other way I could think of to get us there, which I don't know if the two of you are interested in, is if we went through the portal and maybe asked someone from the courts to send us. Maybe they'll have some documentation available from their end.
That I think I believe the most guaranteed option of us getting there as quickly as possible. Well, how far away in the Fae is the courts from Prismere?
Quite some distance, but it's possible someone from the courts could just send us to hell.
I
Yeah.
don't like all the maybes and possibles in that.
They're like,
I-
I think probably when you mentioned the court, that Snickerstein might actually go, "Oh, Zybilna hates that place."
well, I know she hates the place.
I do agree with Ragna. I believe that the most likely way of us getting there as quickly as possible would be to go to the Rethalor Forest, seek out the druids, and if they can't send us themselves, have them send us to Zybilna.
Well, we'll take the path that you two want. It's fine
Well,
by me.
unless you feel more confident in having a document from your queen.
Well, the courts would have more official records of our dealings with the Hells, so they'd more than likely have something official for us to use.
Oh, Ragna, it is your sister there. I am completely fine with leaving the decision to you.
I would say let's just go to the druids. There's a lot of maybes in Arvid's plan. We would likely have to do something for them. Zybilna's already made it clear that she can get us to the Hells.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of maybes in a lot of the things I see.
That is also true. But, Arvid, do you agree? It's Ragna with the most on the line here. We follow her wish.
I'm only here to offer you possibilities. If you wish to go to the forest and speak to the druids, then that's the path we'll take.
I'm not very good with speaking to people I don't know, so if they've helped you in the past, perhaps you or Ragnar, you're pretty good with your words.
Yes, I can ask them. We do know one of the
Granier.
people there. Yes, Dranier. Trying to look at my
Then-
notes.
To the farm.
I had to look in Discord when I was talking about it because that's where all the factions are.
Well, then to the farm, and I will get working on some documents for Ragnar and I. Arvid, would you like some just in case, or are you all set?
If you want to make some, by all means, but it's more likely that I could probably be selling the two of you.
Either way, I will need a new identity. I can leave information about the race to be filled in after we find out if that would be doable. So we can either be different humans or tiefling. So yeah, I will go there. Yeah, when we get to the farm, I'm just going to start working on documents for all of us. I have proficiency with the forgery kit. I just don't know what attribute it would take.
Maybe intelligence to make it.
That would
That's
have
what I
been
was
my
thinking.
guess too.
Yeah, it's probably intelligence. The only
Alright.
other thing you could do would be, I guess you could do like a performance check to determine how good it looks.
Well, I was going to say dexterity for like handwriting, but like, making it look official, but that's just kind of me wanting my best stat to be rolled.
How about this? Just so, I mean, obviously you have proficiency in it, but for that extra bit of authenticity, let's have Ragna do the sort of, I guess, I'm trying to give you a charisma roll. It's kind of like a performance. The idea that you can kind of double check his work to make sure that it looks really official. Coming from nobility, you would have seen a lot of these types of documents, so you can kind of like,
True.
okay, well, wait, it would be this sort of font that you want to use when you're writing this, so you can combine together some rolls.
So then,
Okay.
Ragnar, you can lead the way since you're going to be watching over me.
Performance check?
Or I mean, any charisma roll, performance check, persuasion check, something
Persuasion check.
There you go.
All right, so I'll do mine with intelligence.
Yes.
I shall
Okay.
guide you.
All right, so this is going to be for Ragna since she went first anyway.
Plus D4.
Right. So a 14.
Okay.
All right, so I don't know. That'll take an hour, hour and a half, whatever. So then I will start work on Arvid's. Yep, good.
Persuasion.
Okay.
Guidance for everyone.
Yeah, you got a 12.
I mean, they're good on the D4s.
Yeah. All right. Oh, who would have thought I saved mine for last? All right, for me.
16 this time.
Guidance.
All
Yours
right,
is
22
really
for
good.
me. Yeah.
I like I've been helping him out for this entire ordeal, and he screws my identity up.
Hey, you don't
One
need
of
one
each
anyway.
month.
It's all good.
So yeah, you're able to get them. They're decent. Obviously,
Hey, all right, can we tell mine is clearly the best looking one because of how it's done?
yes.
All right, so I will offer to, if anything comes up and it has to be questioned, I will show mine to them and see if we could get away with just that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in descending order, obviously it would be Griswolds is the best, and then Ragna's, and then Arvid's.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all passable. I mean, like again, a 10 is an average score. So
All right. So yeah, I'll just, as I'm doing them, I'll just, all right, well, these should do, depending on what we're planning, whether it be Arvid is selling us or we're selling him. I'll just fill in the names and such, the other personal information like race and such afterwards.
alrighty, and then real quick before we end, we will for Signe and Callum, as you guys have been in there for a while, because obviously there have been days now that the others have been doing all of this stuff.
Real quick, before I do have a quick question. I know the Feywild is different. Is time different for them compared to us, or is the time the same between the Hells and us?
Per the general rules that I've seen from like Exandria, it would be similar enough that it wouldn't.
Okay, so it's not like they've been there for 3
Right.
months at this point.
Right. So it
Okay.
it may not be 1-to-1, but it's close enough that it's not like crazy weird that they've aged years and you've and vice versa and all that stuff. But for the two of you, you guys are in there for a little while, and then you could hear discussions from essentially your jailers talking about how much they think that they can get for you, particularly the big one talking about Signe, thinking that they can get a good price for her, and eventually you would be let out into slightly larger cages out of this sort of dingy little room. They are preparing to put you up for sale. And that is where we will pick it up next time.